evening. Welcome to Pride Park Stadium. It's Owen Bradley with former Rams captain Shaun Barker alongside. Derby County's wait for a first home win of the season goes on. The Rams held to a 1-1 draw by Charlton tonight. It was the visiting side promoted from League One in the summer who actually took the lead in this one. James Bree's fantastic strike 10 minutes before the break, putting them in front. Derby much improved after half-time. David Ozo coming on made a big difference, but it was Matt Clark's first goal of the season, a header 8 minutes from the end, that earned the Rams a point. Is it a point that they deserved tonight, Shaun Barker?
They did over the 90 minutes. In the first 45 minutes, we didn't muster a shot on target. The goalkeeper didn't have a save to make. And when you're looking to start the game on the front foot, you're trying to kind of cement the dominance within your home performances. It just wasn't good enough for 45 minutes. I thought we got in some promising positions. The quality, the detail, the decision in the final third was at a poor level. So then you don't get to really test that back line of Charlton and the goalkeeper. It was better in the second half. David Ozo, I thought, came on and make a huge difference in that midfield. We went with a front two with Morris higher up the pitch, which instantly offers an extra option to go forward quickly. And we found more threatening positions in that second half. It could have gone anyway in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Charlton had chances, we had chances, but ultimately we had to share the point. So moments of disappointment, absolutely. We still haven't found that rhythm that I've been searching for, that I'm desperate to see a performance from start to finish here at home. The reality is we're just not clicking at this moment in possession. We've get to that final third, or we're trying to build through, and the detail's not quite there. But ultimately, the character was good in the second half. We got back into the game, could have got more from it, but ultimately that first 45 minutes needs to be a better standard if we want to start winning games here at Pride Park.
Well, the underlying numbers, the stats, much better for Derby tonight. The second half, much better for Derby tonight, but still just the point for the Rams. The winless run at home, now 7 games stretching back into last season. Let's get the assessment from the boss. Here's John Eustace.
First half, especially early on. Final third, again, decision making really poor tonight. Something that we've got to keep improving on. But we got in some good areas. Really disappointing the manner we conceded. Again, you know, defending that long ball wasn't good enough. And when you go a goal down, especially at home, you know, there's always a lot of pressure on you then, and quite rightly so. We weren't happy coming in at half time, and the fans weren't happy. But I thought the lads showed great character second half to change our style and play a lot more football throughout that second half was good. We created a couple of really good chances as well. So you listen, you know, when you're picking points up and not playing as well as what you should be, you know, it is pleasing. There's a lot of hard work ahead for sure, and that'll be coming. But we keep picking points up, and you know, it's positive.
You made the change in personnel at half time with David Ozo coming on, but it sounds like there was a change of intent from you as well for that second half. Yeah,
for sure. You know, and you know, it shouldn't need a half time talking to for the boys to come out like we did in that second half. You know, I thought we started the first half really well. But again, when you go a goal down and against the run of play as well, I felt, you know, it does add a lot of tension. There's a lot of pressure. We haven't won at home yet this season. I think we'd only won a few games at home last season as well. So listen, there's big pressure here at Pride Park, and you know, you're playing for a fantastic football club with 30,000 fans. You know, and they demand commitment first and foremost, and then they want to see some quality football. So, you know, that will come. You know, what I will say is that second half, the fans were right behind us during some tough moments, and I think we quite rightly got the equaliser and could have gone on and won it in the end.
Yeah, you were the team pushing for the winner, and you got the deserved equaliser. Matt Clark is so reliable for you, isn't he?
He is, yeah. Listen, big Clarky, you know, he's ever present, and you know, he's done well again for the goal. He's a threat in both boxes, and you know, I was really pleased for him.
Although you didn't win tonight, it's 1 defeat in 6. How pleased are you with the character that the boys are showing in this run of games?
I'm sure. Listen, I'm really proud of the boys for sure, and I'm proud of the fans and the club. You know, it's always going to be a really slow start for us, a difficult start for us, and to keep picking points up and showing that level of commitment is excellent. You know, it makes me really excited about the future. You know, what we will be and where we're going to get to, and just to keep plugging away and picking them points up at difficult moments is key for sure.
Thanks, John. That's Derby boss John Eustace. You'll hear from Callum Elder shortly as well. Not quite a game of two halves tonight, Barks, but Derby were better second half. The only real moment of quality first half was the Charlton goal. As ever, Derby will take issue with it, but it was taken very well, and the ball through to Bree was an outstanding bit of vision as well.
It was. The first touch from the centre forward was excellent to bring it down. Had no right whatsoever to bring that ball down. So between Clark and Sanderson, you're a 2v1, deal with the ball, get it away from him. Campbell had a lot of space down that left-hand side. The way they played, he cheated at times and played high wide on the left position. And it was a lovely little give and go. And Bree to set himself to strike it with the outside of his right boot into the far corner. Brilliant from their perspective, but we can always complain from a defensive point of view. We should have been tighter, more aggressive. There was enough players in the box to get tighter to those players. And ultimately that goal led to us having then to chase the game, which then, of course, means the intensity has to be better, has to be brighter in the second half, and we certainly showed that. They
don't score a lot of goals, Charlton. They don't concede many either. One of the best defences in the Championship, the side that have come up from League One last season. Did it always feel to you like the equaliser was going to come? Did it feel like it was going to have to be the sort of goal that we saw, second or third phase, cross from Lewis Travis, Matt Clark meets it with the header?
There was pressure in the second half, much more pressure. We're asking more questions of the back line. I thought the two centre-halves for Charlton were excellent, Jones and Gillespie. They pretty much headed everything, they blocked everything. They were aggressive with Agyman and Morris trying to force the ball away from the goal. So it didn't really matter. We hoped that the pressure would surmount to us getting a goal. It did. I thought there were different options to try and stretch that back line. I said in commentary, Agyman, if he can play either side of the centre half when the ball's played in behind, he's got the pace, he's got the power to cause problems. You just hope that pressure would amount to a goal. It did. Then you think that Derby are going to go and continue. They're in momentum, they've got the tails up, but ultimately in the last 2 or 3 minutes it could have gone either way as well. So I'm taking from John's post-match interview that he knows they're not where they need to be. He knows that the things that still need to work on. While you're quite pleased that you're picking up points, it knows that you're probably not at the level to deserve all 3 points. And I agree. I think there's so much more to come, loads more detail, certainly more quality with this group. Once that clicks, you'd expect to get 3 points. But at this point, we're just trying to salvage anything because the performances at Pride Park haven't been at the level we'd like at this point.
Will he be encouraged by the fact that, certainly compared to the Bristol City game and the Preston game, that the Coventry game was a bit of an outlier because it was just a bit of a bonkers affair all round? But tonight they did create chances. Burton Diaz's first half decision needs to be better. Bobby Clark's second half arguably should score. Salverson has a chance on the angle as well towards the end. Those are more clear-cut chances from Derby's point of view.
They are, but they're chances I think we should be creating anyway. It's not like a amazing thing that we're creating these chances. You should be creating these chances at Pride Park, and in those moments it's taken too long in today's game to get the clear-cut chances. That when Bobby Clark goes through, that's the real gilt-edged chance that we'd created. So again, lots of work to be done. We know where we're faltering at the moment, the in-possession stuff and the detail in the final third. Even when we got there today, the quality for the likes of Johnson, who's got it in his locker to deliver good balls in from the right, and Elder from the left, they weren't at the quality that you need to really test that back line. And Ward came on, a couple of mislaid passes and crosses as well. So some of it's decision, some of it's quality, but ultimately we did enough in that second half. We created enough opportunities to get something from it. You come away with a point. It's not exactly what we want. It's not necessarily the performance we want, but you keep on picking up where you need to. And again, John knows there's more to come, and he's just hoping that something clicks soon.
And let's get some more reaction from the camp. Here's Callum Elder.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we were looking to get the 3 points back at home in front of our fans. Certainly build on the point that we got on the weekend at Wrexham. I thought we started the game well. We were in control. Bit of sloppy play in our rest defence. We come undone on one long ball. But we responded well, especially second half. Felt they were there for the taking in the second half. We had some good chances. Their keeper made some good saves in the second half. But we kept pushing for the winner. I'm sure everyone can see that. I think on another day we get 3 points, but you know, it's another point that we can build on going into another home game at the weekend. But certainly there's loads to improve on moving forward.
Yeah, you look like the side more likely to win it. How encouraging is that, and that second half display in particular?
Yeah, of course. You know, similar to the weekend, you know, there's so much self-belief in this squad of players and the staff. We know what we're capable of. You know, consistently we will always push to the end. You know, we showed that again tonight, some big performances. But, you know, it's certainly another point in the right direction, but it's something that we need to build on and make sure that the draws start to become wins, especially at home.
Matt Clark with the goal. You play next to him in the defence. Mr. Reliable, isn't he?
Yeah, for sure. Top player, top defender. You know, he's always a threat, especially on set plays. Came back involved for the second phase, and beautiful ball in by Trav, and he got his head on it. So constant threat, and you know, he's always improving, and he's a credit to play next to in the team.
Well done tonight, Cal.
Thank you.
That's Derby defender Callum Elder. Results from tonight: 8 games, 6 draws in total, and not a single home win. Away victories for Swansea at Blackburn, controversy laid on in that one, and for Southampton at Sheffield United. Sheffield United had Chris Wilder, the manager, sent off at half-time for kicking the ball into the stands and hitting a supporter. Draws including Birmingham against Sheffield Wednesday. Birmingham needed a last-minute equaliser there. Ipswich held at Bristol City, and Wrexham getting a point at Leicester as well. Middlesbrough top then, despite being held tonight. Stoke at least temporarily up to second, with Coventry among the sides not playing till tomorrow, while at the other end Derby go ahead of Blackburn, who have the game in hand after their abandonment against Ipswich a couple of weeks ago. The Rams could slip a further place below in the table if Oxford United get a result tomorrow. That's all from us for now. If you want more reaction to tonight's game, it'll be on the website, dcfc.co.uk. And we're back Saturday. From me, Barks, and the team. We'll see you then. Goodbye.